Hey everybody and welcome. So I want to do a review of the Amptorrent batteries. Show you guys a few things I've noticed with this charger. And let me see if I can grab the other charger. So you get the batteries and charger basically like this, but that comes with like a little stopper on the top. And then you get your little document. And then you have your little tiny, very small USB cord. If I can get it out. So this thing is like the basic of USB chargers, and it's very tiny. Like it's barely even as long as my arm. And what I noticed with their charger, let me take out their batteries and show you what I mean. I noticed with their charger, it seemed pretty similar to a charger I have for supposedly a 2-hour charger for nickel metal hydride. Yeah, it's exactly the same charger. The only difference is the control panel up here is different. Everything else is the same. Same side grills, same battery slots, even the same sticker pieces on the back. And another thing, while I was trying to charge these before, I believe these aren't individual slots. I believe these are actually in parallel slots, which means that they're all connected together. So all these are actually in one entire slot. So positive terminal, all these are positive with one connector, and then these are negative terminal with one connector. So when you put these batteries in and they're charging, sometimes they'll freak out because the other batteries are sensed for their charging ability. So you can see it's green now. I'm going to plug in one of their batteries. Instantly blinking. That's weird. Not supposed to be instantly blinking. I'm going to see when I put another battery in. What? This one does this one. Oh, there we go. That's another thing before I go on. This charger, or their batteries, something with it, is like the worst charger I've ever used in history. And I've recharged the batteries and have tons of other rechargers, and I've never seen any kind of battery charger be this finicky with rolling around in the charger at all. I would be able to do this with nickel metal hydride, alkaline, zinc batteries, even my other lithium batteries I have here. And I could roll these down south. Nothing. No problem. But these guys, they're so finicky, man, it's just like, there you go, you can see that I plugged in another battery, and this one freaked out like crazy. It was like, oh, whoa! And then look, I haven't even touched that other battery, and it's like, oh, little vibration. Oh no, there's a little bit of vibration. Batteries should never do that, even if they're rolled. I've rolled other batteries before, and they never do that. And I'll put this other battery in here. Oh, those other ones freaked out. Now they're all flashing, but I can get them to stop if I just roll them in the correct ability. Well, let's see if I can get this guy to re-enable himself. No. Maybe it's this one. Oh, there we go. Now I can maybe stop this guy from blinking. Yep, there we go. Let's see if I can stop this guy from blinking. No, no. Don't want to stop, dude. So that's another thing about the charger. You'd never know if their batteries are actually charging, because even if you do get them right like this, a couple minutes later, they'll start freaking out and blinking. Supposedly, this is undercharged, yet I just put these in. And they're not supposed to be bad, so why are they blinking supposedly under load? That's also another issue that I've never experienced with any kind of battery in history, is a charger for batteries would never have a bad battery or charging unload with the same blinking technology. Because you never know if your batteries are bad, because if it's blinking, it's like, oh, what my batteries are? Bad or under load charging? What? There's no difference between which one is which. So, is it bad? I don't know, because it supposedly is only blinking, so it's charging on the load. And that's another thing. I leave these batteries on. These are not blinking, and just a couple minutes later, they're starting to random blink. I put my finger on top of the batteries. They're cold to the touch, and they're freaking out like they're under charge load. And this little tiny bit of vibration causes batteries to freak out. Come on, really? No. And if you think that little vibration, I have another battery that has the same thing. You don't see that flashing or turning off. Look. That's not turning off, it's not blinking, it's not going crazy or anything. These guys, they're all flashing, they're all going nuts because, oh, a little tiny bit of vibration or a little bit of roll action. And supposedly they're on the load now. Or they're just turning off because they're fully charged. No. These are all pretty much drained and they need charge. And they're not charging. But here we have a battery that's from a different company. No problem. Nothing. No issues whatsoever. Even this clone charger that's not theirs, it works. And I'm using a 2 amp output device. So these babies are getting more than enough power to be able to do anything. So they shouldn't be blinking or turning off under load. Oh, this one decided to turn off completely. And then that's another thing. When I had all these batteries in before, and they weren't like freaking out or blinking. Oh, look, this guy decided. Oh. Let me see if I can get this guy back. Turn on. Yeah. Come on, dude. Come on. Oh, there we go. That's another thing. When they seem to actually turn on and be fully functional, and then they start blinking, it looks like a Christmas tree. So it's like a little kid playing with a Christmas tree light. It's like, boop, 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 boop. because they don't really have a consistent blink at times. Like some of these batteries will start like like that right there. They're just like it's like somebody's playing with my batteries. It's like really? Again, I never experienced any of this kind of charging issues in my entire life of charging batteries. This is like the most hilarious thing ever. But this should never happen in any kind of battery charging in anything. So I think Amptorrent has to go back to the drawing board for their batteries, or replace their chips inside the internal batteries, because that is definitely something that should never happen. I mean, using a clone charger, okay, as long as it gives 5 volts across the board for all the batteries, fine. But this battery's freaking out from the lowest time of vibration, and then having random blinking like this, abnormal blinking of bad battery or under charging. You don't know what the difference between that is. If they had a blinking technology where bad battery would be rapid flashing, that would be good. And then abnormal charging condition, which would be under load. Say if you plug this into a slower power pack, or they were hot, they would blink very slowly like that. That means under charge load, or overheat protection standby, something like that. And then solid green for standard charging. But blinking just from the smallest vibration of roll, or just randomly blinking even though you don't roll them, or they are on the station and they just start randomly blinking, that's not something I've ever seen, ever. And again, I just showed that another battery I have charges the same way, and I can roll this, there's no turn off or anything, and it functions fine. So yeah, anyways, that's it for this overview of this amp charger and batteries. I couldn't even get my batteries charged, sadly. So hopefully Amptorrent fixes their technology and gets a little bit more improved, and probably actually builds their own kind of charger instead of taking it from different companies. But yeah, peace out, and see you guys later.